Hey everybody, so I decided that I got bored one day and I decided that I would go ahead and make an iceberg of myself. So this really is just an iceberg video, but it's just also an excuse for me to talk about a bunch of basically the GoronGuy123 timeline, I guess is how you could describe it. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with this genre of content, basically an iceberg is where you have a bunch of tiers, I guess you could call them, which basically contains a bunch of entries full of information. They go from the tip of the iceberg, which is the most known information, and it goes down and deeper into the more obscure, lesser known content. So in today's video, I'm going to be going through and pretty much talking about all of these entries and what they mean. This is what extreme boredom does. Not scaries. I don't like talking about them, but here we are. I pretty much have to. This is the one thing that I believe that I am most known for. Obviously inspired off of GamerDuck and Garrett Williamson, who did the same kind of content and no longer do, thankfully. The entire idea is you take a game. For me, it was usually FNAF fan games, and you basically just I don't know, you put random sound effects over it, audio bites, green screen effects, you voice the character saying things like pizza or something. I don't know. It got really repetitive for me, which is why I stopped, and I'm so glad I stopped. I would eventually end it off with, you know, a 15-minute long Not Scary. Surely that's enough for the masses, right? That's kind of it. I'm sure some of you are at least somewhat familiar with the concept of FNAF Not Scary videos, or just Not Scaries in general, and the way they work, basically. More GoronGuy123 is my side channel, the channel you're watching on right now, I would hope, and essentially the entire point of it is content that I would not upload anywhere else, or, you know, sometimes Twitter, but for the most part, it's either just content that I don't want to put on my main channel because I'd like it squeaky clean. This channel also focuses on Twitch content as well. You'll see Twitch VODs, you'll see Twitch clips, you'll see Twitch videos made out of those VODs that I upload to Twitch. But like I said, it's pretty much where I upload a bunch of miscellaneous content for the most part. GoronGuy Reacts. Now, GoronGuy Reacts was actually supposed to be the second channel to GoronGuy123, but well, not too long ago, actually it was a while ago, I basically said that I was pretty much finished uploading those kind of videos, mainly because I'm just not interested in that kind of content anymore. It got very repetitive, it felt very mind-numbing, and it's something I would rather not worry too much about. The catalog of content goes up into, like, I would say 800. YouTube doesn't show how many videos a channel has anymore, which I think is really dumb. But yeah, that's pretty much all there really is to it. It's basically just a bunch of reaction videos, whether it's like FNAF SFMs, FNAF songs, just getting into like a bunch of, you know, fandoms, I guess you could say, and just watching content that releases in that circle, I suppose. It's kind of hard to explain, but the entire catalog is still available. If you search GoronGuy Reacts onto YouTube, you'll actually be able to discover all of the said videos that I had uploaded. I don't think it'll be very interesting, but, you know, that's entirely up to you to decide. ETH Goes Boom reacts to GoronGuy123. Okay, so this basically refers to how I had sent an email to ETH Goes Boom. If you don't know who ETH Goes Boom is, he's basically a YouTuber. He has two channels. One is ETH Goes Boom, the other is Aussie King. He basically does Let's Plays. On ETH Goes Boom, he primarily does Let's Play content where he kind of does voice impressions of various FNAF characters. And he's even created his own storylines, basically his own AU for that matter, which a lot of people hold close to their heart if they have been a hardcore FNAF fan for a long time. And basically, I had emailed him with his business email. I was like working on schoolwork, and then I was like really hyped when he actually responded, and he actually said yes to the idea of, you know, doing voices for this video. So I got the archive, I put it all together. I made like 8 videos, I think, that have ETH's voice in it somewhere. And I think there are actually reaction videos for each of them that ETH Goes Boom made. Now, I can't confirm for sure, but I do sort of believe that those videos did end up garnering a bunch of traction towards my own content as well. And for even further proof, I've actually met a couple of really amazing friends as a result of ETH checking out my videos, which, to be honest, is awesome. And I honestly couldn't thank him enough for putting these together. Even though I don't like the Not Scaries anymore, and I probably never will, you know, it's a part of history. We gotta appreciate that. Kitten in Towel edits. Okay, so in the Friday Night Funkin' community, there was like a handful of creators that there was this trend going on where they'd basically make the kitten in towel, which was supposed to be boyfriend, sing against another character or another cat, for example. And I basically did that with the kitten in towel and this like really angry orange cat. I think his name is Burger or something. It was this really old viral video on YouTube that was supposed to basically be Madness Tricky. And I also did a version of Expurgation, and what I wasn't expecting was for those videos to blow up to the amount that they have. The Madness one has 7.7 million views as of me recording this, and the Expurgation I think has 2.2 million. I don't know how that happened. That's about 10 million views in total, which is insane. But also, it's a content that is just very one-off-ish. I'm not interested in making any more of that, and that's probably going to stay the same. It's just sometimes memes that resonate with people just do well, and a lot of people will watch it. I also remember the actual process behind making those was it was pretty repetitive, and I didn't really enjoy it, so I probably would also not enjoy that. I would probably also not enjoy working on those videos just for that aspect alone. Song joke covers. I feel like I could have given this a better nickname, but whatever. Basically, this is referring to a series of videos that I had uploaded to my main channel. Again, I would never do this on main ever again. This was in around 2019, which 2019 was a really odd year for GoronGuy123. I don't really know why I was uploading content like this, but basically the entire point of the song joke covers, or joke song cover, well, joke song probably implies that the songs themselves are jokes. Basically, I would wait until everyone in the house left, and then I would start listening to, it was usually a FNAF song, but I was asked to do the Teletubbies theme, and basically what I did is I would scream sing the song very poorly into the microphone, and that was the content. I would also go to SFM, I would carefully construct a poster, and that would be the still for the entire video, and it's usually just like FNAF SFM, Try Not to Laugh, J Cinema. Yeah, I think you know what. If you were in the FNAF community for a while, you probably know what I'm talking about. I have your address. Okay, so I feel like I needed to put this somewhere in the Iceberg. This was really surprising. So it all started when I saw an image posted on Twitter by an out of context everything account. I think it was an image of Mario. I don't know if I can find the original tweet. I don't know if I'll go out and look for it, to be honest. And basically it was an image of like, it was like a JPEG of Mario that was just like, I have your address. And so I decided that I would reply to that with my Mario impression, and I basically voiced over that image with an added wahoo at the end. I basically, to visualize that, I had Mario bursting out of your Discord chat and running towards you. And so, you know, I thought it was kind of funny, and that got posted by an out-of-context Super Mario account. And when the account was asking for credit, I basically let the account know, hey, I voiced it. I don't own the image, which, to be honest, it's only text put over a JPEG of Mario. I feel like anyone can do that as well. But I think what does deserve credit is the coda edit, which is the Mario popping out of the Discord chat. So then it reached SMG4, and he used that audio bite in a gag, and like, I think it was Mario Reacts to Memes number 3 or something. I heard that, and I was like, holy shit, I didn't know. that was really surprising. I didn't think that was the case. I even took to Twitter, and I was like, I didn't know that, I didn't think that my voice would be used in an SMG4 video. I'm not asking for credit, obviously. I made it abundantly clear. But yeah, my voice technically got into an SMG4 video, and I think that's insane. You don't like us at all. So this is related kind of to the song Joke Covers entry on the Iceberg. You don't like us at all is basically what I think is the most popular version of that. It's supposed to basically be a joke cover of Like It or Not, which was I think the first song that Dawko and CG5 made together. This not only got the attention of Dawko, but it also got the attention of an animator by the name of Sam Loves Math, and they would basically go on to host a public collab, and they would ask a bunch of people, hey, would you like to have, like, there was going to be like 17 parts, I believe, that were going to be animated by different people, and eventually they got uploaded months later. Now the video right now it's unlisted, and the reasons that they gave were completely understandable. I never really wanted to be known for animating singing cats or making the same shitty joke over and over again and having the exact same editing style, basically copying and pasting a formula. I don't want to be known for that, and I especially don't want to be known for something that should never have been taken seriously in the first place, which, you know, is totally fair. But yeah, if you have the URL, you can actually still watch the video on YouTube, but it's also re-uploaded to other platforms like a Japanese video sharing site or something. Just something that I think is interesting. It is a piece of the GoronGuy123 history, and probably FNAF SFM history, I'm not really sure. Ban Not Scary SFMs. So this one is speculatory. I don't know how to say that. But I feel like that there is like a handful of these out there somewhere, or just fan animations of these not scary videos. I thought that this would be an interesting entry, because I'm sure some of you might have seen, if you had seen the not scaries that I made, you might have seen a YouTuber that right now they go by Labster_26, but they also went by many names like Labergimus Prime 26, Lab 26, Labster Lobster. I don't know, they went by a lot of nicknames, but currently they're just Labster_26, and he had made a couple of animations of my not scary videos, which at the time I thought were pretty cool. But yeah, the reason I put this on here is because there's probably more out there that I just haven't seen. Draw Her Giving Birth. So this is a now deleted more GoronGuy123 video that actually got a pretty noticeable amount of traction before I had deleted it. And basically, if you had seen those Draw Her Giving Birth type meme videos, the formula is very simple. It's a Twitter conversation that goes something like, cute girl's asked to eat a hamburger, get an education, but then it ends with the person asking that they give birth, or that they be drawn giving birth. Now, in my version, it was a conversation between Colson and KDev. KDev was the one that would ask, hey, can you draw HD girlfriend giving birth? That was basically the joke of the video. Colson would reply no, and then unrelated, I decided that I would end my version off, because it's like Draw Her Giving Birth, but there is a happy twist at the end that makes it new and different and totally original, which is why I deleted it. And basically, it ended off with the hypotheticalness of me being like, hey, what if you draw, we may as well call her Samantha, because that's the old B3 girlfriend design before she got redesigned. Let's have the both of them be drawn hanging out together. And I thought that was pretty cute, so I was like, what if I ended the video off like that? And that's exactly what I did. So yeah, this video is just not really memorable, to be honest, but I felt like I should put it somewhere on the Iceberg because it's probably pretty well known, maybe, probably not. I hope not. Of course, I actually deleted said video because I kind of don't forgive Colson for some of the things that he's done, and if you've read into it, you probably know what I'm talking about. Worst FNAF fan games. Okay, so this is basically a series on my main channel where basically the idea is I would go to the FNAF channel and I would sort by new. I basically find whatever games I could find and play them on a video. I feel like it's kind of in poor taste that I called it worst FNAF fan games. I was even told by family members that this was probably not in good heart, so eventually I would give the series up for a while after making 3 videos on it, and because it was a really interesting series, but I would basically have another go at it, but I would change the title around. The same exact concept, but I pretty much just changed the title around. I would even change it again, before eventually I would just completely give up on the series along with all the rest of my Let's Play content and decided to do scripted long form content instead. Reaction compilations. This is not to get confused with Markiplier's reaction compilations, despite mine being directly inspired by Markiplier. Basically, my reaction compilations were very similar in concept. It's a clip reel from my Let's Plays, and I would basically edit over subtitles while also adding a couple other things to it. It's a form of content that I enjoy looking back on, to be honest. It kind of makes my old voice a lot better to listen to, as well as the actual content itself that I'm presenting, not as hard to look at either. And yeah, so basically the reaction compilations, I think they're pretty they're pretty fun to work on, that's for sure. But that's kind of really all there was to it. I had actually made some dedicated to various games, which include Baby's Nightmare Circus Classic Mode, and I did, I think, I did one on Five Nights at Maggie's and one on Five Nights at Maggie's 2, which perfectly brings us over to the next entry, Five Nights at Maggie's. Five Nights at Maggie's is basically the FNAF fan game that pretty much brought me straight into the FNAF fandom in the first place, and to be honest, I still think it's a good game to this day. I think that the developer Manuel Gennaro had actually been working on remaking some of the earlier installments, which is something that I think is really cool, and I would really be interested to see the amount of improvement that the developer went through with these games compared to, I'm not explaining this correctly, but you guys know what I mean probably. But yeah, my old ass series on the first few games are actually still up on YouTube. They're not very good videos, but basically they exist. Main channel shitposting. So again, I can't stress enough how weird of a time 2019 was for this channel. Basically, I would just upload videos that had nothing to do with the kind of content that I advertise actually having posted. I think one of them included an edit of the trailer from the Illumination Grinch movie, where it was just kind of like bass boosting everything. And there was another, this is like the loudest snow ever. Yeah, that was supposed to be the edit. There was another that I think was just a brick wall. Another that was a JPEG of trash bags, and I was jokingly saying, oh, here's some trash content here. You guys like trash content? You like trash? Yeah, so that's basically what it was. I don't have archives of those anywhere except for a couple re-uploads to more GoronGuy123, but I had to delete a bunch of those because I wasn't able to monetize more GoronGuy123 as a result of that. But yeah, like I said, the whole main channel shitposting thing is actually kind of bizarre. I don't even know why I did it in the first place. The roast of GoronGuy123. So this is a pretty interesting little thing I did. It's definitely a one-off thing, that's for sure. But I basically made a video where I begged as many people as possible to make comments roasting me, and I would feature them in a video. Except it's a pretty boring and probably disappointing video because all I did was put royalty-free rock music over it, as I just had a text-to-speech voice read over the comments. I didn't even do anything interesting with all of that. So, what if I did a comeback to the roast of GoronGuy? That'd be kind of awesome, to be honest. But yeah, the actual video is actually still up on my channel. It's just not very interesting. Also, the thumbnail just kind of looks like, alright, so Mario Knows and ETH Goes Boom are well-known people. I think if I put them in the thumbnail, it'll get me more views. I should have just taken the best roasts and put that in the thumbnail instead of just trying to capitalize off of the success of two other pre-existing, probably better content creators anyway. Dozens of Discord servers. So if you've been a part of my community for a while, you probably know exactly what this is referring to. I would make so many Discord servers. Well, I would, of course, make sure to either delete or retire them before actually making a new one, but basically, I just didn't really know how to get the whole Discord thing going. And sometimes raids that would occur every now and then, it pretty much almost occurred on every server that I made. It pretty much killed my motivation for the most part to even run it in the first place. I even remember a time, it was like my second server, I had actually been testing out the verification system where you basically have to answer a set of questions and therefore you'd be allowed into the server. I was DM'd by somebody, and I thought, okay, I was thinking about having this be a separate entry in the Iceberg, but I may as well discuss it here because why not? I was actually DM'd by somebody that I'd never met before, and they wanted to be a moderator for my server. But then I openly admitted that I wanted to close the server down. I was falling right into their trap because right when I said that I was actually pretty much done with the server and I don't want to give mod to people I don't know, the Ram Ranch lyrics were starting to be spammed into my chat, pinging a bunch of moderators and a bunch of roles, and yeah. So that kind of led to me deleting the server indefinitely. So, and there was another server that I made. It was supposed to be more laid back, more meme oriented. Something really strange happened where somebody basically organized a bot attack on the server where they basically planted a bunch of unkickable bots that would spam at everyone. I remember coming back after, not using the computer for a while just to see that my public Discord had 10,000 unread pings. I was DM'd by a bunch of different people about it, and I deleted it and recreated it in a fit of rage. So yeah, I kind of just don't really care much for the whole public Discord thing. I've thought about one day maybe making a new one, but to be honest, I don't know how it's gonna go. Gmod clips. Okay, so I just think this was like 2018, 2019. I think 2019 is more likely for this to be. Basically, Garry's Mod is an amazing game. I do really enjoy playing it. I would basically just every now and then get my recording software out and I would just kind of record and upload various clips if I wanted to YouTube. One of them was I think it was in a Trouble in Terrorist Town map. I don't even remember what it was. But what I do remember is that I uploaded a clip to my main channel, which again I wouldn't do anymore, of one of my friends, or former friends, basically figuring out a way to drive a vehicle through the loop-de-loop on the GM highway map, and that was like incredible at the time. I was like, man, that was some awesome things. Yeah, I'd uploaded like a handful of clips to my channel. I would eventually delete them because they don't belong there, and I was just kind of cleaning up, which you shouldn't do. You should archive as much as you can. So yeah, Internet Weirdness Wednesdays is a series on my main channel which ran only 3 episodes. The idea was basically to find stuff on the internet and check it out. What I did check out when the series was available was perfectly cut screams, cursed commercials, and why women live longer. But to be honest, I think part of the reason why I decided to pretty much drop it was because it didn't really fit my style at the time, and I felt like I should only be doing Let's Play content. But I really am not entirely sure. The videos themselves are nothing super special. I feel like my commentary for something like that is just not really as good as what a lot of other people probably have, so I don't know. Either way, it didn't last long, and it pretty much died out with everything else. Welcome Rechart. Okay, so Welcome is a song from Versus Mouse. It's a Friday Night Funkin' mod that for a while was pretty notorious for being one of the worst mods that had been made, but it kind of became a bit of a meme in the community for a while. At one point, a 2.0 had released, and we would be welcomed, no pun entirely intended, with this song called Welcome. Now, I remember the charting of that version of the mod being pretty bad. The charting is still not much better, but at least there are not notes missing and the patterns aren't complete garbage for the most part. And so I took it upon myself to rechart this particular song, where essentially I added a bunch of jumps and even put in a bunch of hands. And I don't know if I would actually think the chart is very good today, but, it's still interesting to think about. Now, would I ever publicly release this chart and allow you guys to play it? To be honest, I don't think I even did publicize the chart, and I honestly don't think I have the actual chart anywhere, so chances are it's not available anymore. I'm not interested in charting things. I don't know why I was charting things in the first place, but I'm sorry. Doing Your Dares. Doing Your Dares was actually a short series on my YouTube channel where basically I would ask you guys to dare me. Whether it was knock an egg on my face or jump into the snow with my boxers on or whatever. I'd basically do a bunch of dares. And you know what? It was a pretty fun series because it was new, it was different, but I had to cancel it because it didn't fit my style of content. There really isn't much to it, but you know what? I'm actually really glad that I held on to those videos because they're actually not just Let's Play content. Original GoronGuy Reacts channel. So I think some of you guys might remember that the GoronGuy Reacts channel that I currently have right now is actually not my original attempt. Believe it or not, I actually created the GoronGuy Reacts channel, I think it was late 2017, and I would create the new GoronGuy Reacts in like early 2020 or early 2021. I can't exactly remember. Basically, I even used like the same profile picture by Tuesday Plays as well as the same banner by Five Nights at Cody's, and I would pretty much upload the exact same kind of content that I did when I first started on, you know, the GoronGuy Reacts new channel. There's pretty much no archives of that original version of the channel, but if you're interested, you can see snapshots of the actual channel URL, and basically the only archived video is my reaction to a No More Cake FNAF SFM animation. I don't even remember who animated it. I think it was actually uploaded to the CG5 channel, but I can't remember, to be honest. That was interesting. I was uploaded alongside those channels that pretty much only exist to take other people's videos and put them all aside each other, and you know, it probably stretches the idea of transformative content, but I'll let you decide. Clean Vine compilation. This is a really weird entry because, well, I did this. I actually did this. I went to Vine, I downloaded a bunch of Vines that were clean, or at least I thought they were clean. I put them together in a compilation, I uploaded to YouTube, my main channel, despite the fact that there are thousands of these Vine compilations already, as well as hundreds of clean Vine compilations out there. This was weird. This was really a weird thing for me to upload. I think it almost got 1 million views, and I decided to delete it because it was overtaking everything else, and I didn't want to be known for just a Vine compilation that just doesn't seem right. And, you know, I think somebody had argued that, oh, well, if you delete it, then people aren't going to discover your content, but nobody wants to see anything else than the Vine compilation. If they subscribe for that, they're going to want to see more of that, which I think is understandable. So yeah, there isn't much left to say. I just think it's really strange that I put together a Vine compilation and uploaded it to YouTube. Improbable Pain, Sadness, Help Clown, and Expiration. So these are a series of videos that I uploaded to more GoronGuy123, duh, and basically the entire thing is just playing certain Friday Night Funkin' mod songs, but with the scroll speed set at 1, which is the same scroll speed as tutorial, aka very slow. I thought it would be funny for me to play through some of these songs and just see how long I could survive, and that was pretty much the entire video. I would take a Not-So-Bot and I would basically put like a screen cap of like a mod screenshot, and I would pretty much just make that the thumbnail after putting it through the dot magic effect or command or whatever you want to call it. There's also another version that uses termination from the QT mod, but that was pretty much it for that series. Again, I don't like making videos that are just basically screen recordings. I want to put effort into my videos. GoronGuy123 Live. So before this channel became more GoronGuy123, it was actually GoronGuy123 Live. It was actually my live channel, because the first videos on this channel are actually what GoronGuy123 Live was going to be. For a little bit, I would be streaming on Twitch, and I would basically send the VOD over to one of my friends, and basically I asked if he would be cool if he could edit these together for me, because for whatever reason I was uploading to like 5 different channels all at the same time, and I didn't want to edit my own live content at the time, but I have time, I can do that all I want. But basically, GoronGuy123 Live was essentially just going to be a Twitch highlights channel. But eventually, we both decided to conclude the project for personal reasons, and I pretty much decided to turn this into a miscellaneous channel instead of just creating a new channel where I had most of my content already on somewhere else. I even had a VODs channel, which I have thought about potentially bringing back one day, but I don't know. We'll just have to see. Missing and Not Scaries. So the Missing and Not Scaries in question are actually 3 in total. They include a Shadow Over Freddy's, Sonic's Pizzeria Simulator, and Five Nights at Freddy's remake. I have a couple of reasons for why these videos don't exist anymore, except for Sonic's Pizzeria Simulator. I actually completely forgot. I think it was because the developer had tweeted on Twitter or something explaining that they hated this game, and I felt bad for keeping my Not Scary of it up or something. To be honest, that's probably not the best reason, but for a Shadow Over Freddy's, this is not, this to be honest, is not a sentiment I agree with anymore, but I saw that Fiznom had tweeted something that I thought was kind of nasty towards the developer of Final Nights 4. I thought it was distasteful. Well, no, I didn't think it was distasteful. I thought it was just rude. So I was like, all right, I'm not going to keep the Shadow of Freddy's Not Scary up anymore. But another reason for the deletion of that would probably have to be because I had used an audio bite from a Serpella video that made fun of the Las Vegas shooting. And as for the Five Nights at Freddy's remake video, which, to be honest, I'm still kind of sad that I had to get rid of, but the person that made the game is kind of a dick, like a massive dick. I don't even think I can explain everything that he's done, but he's a terrible person if I'm being completely honest. And this was a video that I made that was a collaboration between Nick, Cody, Daniel, Toxic Switch, and Lab. that was anticlimactic, I'm sorry. It was a collaboration amongst a lot of my friends. I thought that it was really fun to work on, to be honest. But yeah, those are basically the Not Scaries that are missing. Actually, I was really interested in seeing if I could get those videos reinstated somehow. I contacted YouTube support about it, but with both responses I got were basically just telling me that I could do nothing about the fact that the videos were gone permanently, so I have no choice but to basically succumb to that. It's not like it's a huge deal. Super Mario Galaxy 2 Let's Play. So this is probably my longest running series on YouTube that isn't related to Not Scaries. It's a series that I actually kind of hold close to my heart, if I'm being completely honest. And, you know, it was just a handful of Let's Plays of Super Mario Galaxy 2. There really isn't too much to it, but honestly, I do plan on coming back to that on Twitch one day. I know it's been like 3 years or something, but I really actually want to come back to it one day, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, that's pretty much that. I actually uploaded 26 videos of this before eventually I would not conclude this series, but put it on a massive hiatus. In fact, I had actually been running into a lot of issues recording episode 27 because my laptop would keep crashing, and therefore I would lose a bunch of footage. And actually, I'd ended up, as a result of that, I would actually make progress off camera, technically. So in case you're wondering why I might need to explain why the parts, they don't match up, that's pretty much the reason. This is an Among Us pop-in, in case anyone is wondering. I don't know why I'm playing with that, to be honest. Reaction videos on GoronGuy123. So this one's pretty self-explanatory. I uploaded reaction videos to my main channel at one point before separating them, because eventually I would start uploading a bunch of these, and I was like, I should probably consider separating them, which is exactly what I did when I created GoronGuy Reacts. Or at least the first version, I would delete it, and then I'd wait a couple years, come back, and then I would, instead of deleting it, I would actually just put the entire channel in retirement mode. The reaction videos that I uploaded were pretty much only just Simon's Cat, Space Hamster, Peanut Butter Gamer, some Chadtronic content or something. I don't know. They weren't that interesting. I don't really think that there's much of a I don't have much of a sentiment for that. I did watch the Who Killed Markiplier series, however. I thought that was pretty interesting. All of it was uploaded to my main channel, and yeah, I deleted all of them instead of uploading them to another channel, which I don't really get. But, you know, if you know me, I probably would have deleted the channel along with all those archived videos anyway, so they were doomed to be gone in the first place. Spaghetti compilation. I didn't even want to put this on the Iceberg, but whatever. The Spaghetti compilation is Not Scary related. In case any of you aren't aware, the Spaghetti meme is basically where it's a couple of cartoon bears that walk into their house, and the father bear notices that his spaghetti was tampered with, so he smacks his forehead and he's like, "Somebody touch my spaghetti!" And I loved that meme so much that I decided that I would take a bunch of things that I said in the Not Scaries that I made out of context and replace the context with spaghetti. That is actually what the entire video is. The thumbnail was made by Finance at Cody's. I can't believe that that was something I even decided that was okay to upload to YouTube. I don't even know why I'm keeping it up. I might actually delete that video because I hate it so much, but whatever. Minecraft SMP content. So I actually made a bunch of SMPs, and as a result, I spent over $100 on Minecraft servers on SMPs that would die out eventually. Minecraft SMP content actually refers to a handful of videos that I had uploaded, 4 I believe to be exact, and they're currently archived on more GoronGuy123, which means you can actually still watch them. They're not interesting, to be honest. There's no face cam, there's just commentary, there's just me sitting in a call with a couple of friends as I played on a Minecraft SMP that I was running at the time. Yeah, that's pretty much all there was to it. Of course, that wasn't the first SMP that I would create, and I actually went live on Twitch with a handful of these SMPs, including Rusty Hat, including the Boys SMP. I don't like the Boys SMP because it's inherently sexist in nature, and that would pretty much be it for a while. I'd pretty much be done with SMPs for at least a good while. If I were to make another SMP, it would probably be a free server. I'm sorry, I don't want to spend any more money on Minecraft servers. Funky Friday clips. Okay, so for some reason, I was inspired by YouTubers like Catmania, who pretty much just uploads clips where he's playing like Funky Friday or Friday Night Bloxin or an FNF mod. And I was kind of wanting to do the same, but just for Funky Friday. And that was it. I don't even know why, because I would stop because it's low quality content anyway. Why did people even watch them? Again, as you guys know, I want to actually put a little bit of work into my videos, and this is just not it. So I'm just done with that entry, to be honest. Old Twitch channel. A discovery that I recently made is that I actually discovered my first Twitch channel, which went by the name of GoronGuy_streams. Wasn't my first Twitch channel, actually. Not my first Twitch channel, but Twitch account. Believe it or not, Strawpool actually allowed people to sign in using a Twitch account. And I created a Twitch account specifically for Strawpool. So I would actually name the account GoronGuy123_polls. That was real. I used that like an actual Twitch account. I had followed a bunch of people, and I was in chat as GoronGuy123_polls. Why? I have no idea, honestly. But yeah, that was pretty much just something. I actually don't think I have the account anymore. But then I would make another one. I would call it GoronGuy_streams. I have a video where I cover it more in depth, but there's only one clip, and it was saved by a Christian FNAF fan, so shout out to them. And it has a about section that is very poorly put together, and it's just in general a very dumb looking Twitch page, if I'm being honest. And that was like 4 or 5 years ago. And I believe the actual clip is in 240p with a very low bitrate because I had absolutely horrible internet to work with back then. I have more to talk about live streaming wise that I'll be talking about later on in this Iceberg ETH Goes Boom birthday video. So I have not actually looked back on what this video actually is, but it's probably as self-explanatory as the very title happens to be. Basically, it was a video where I was like, happy birthday, ETH Goes Boom. To be honest, this just seems like a lazy and lame attempt to get on ETH's good side when, to be honest, we were just on good terms and nothing else. I felt like this could have been just something I could have said in a sentence and maybe in a DM, maybe put effort into what I'm saying. I don't think it needs an actual entire video for that. But here it is. I've still kept it up on YouTube after all this time, and I still don't really get why, to be honest. I think he did appreciate it, though. Ask.fm or Ask.fm. So, some of you are probably familiar with a website called Curious Cat. The entire point is that you're able to ask somebody questions, they give an answer, you can be anonymous or you can be not anonymous, and that's basically what this entire site was all about. I now deactivated my account. There probably could actually be archives of it somewhere that actually have some of the questions I was answering before I deleted the account. But honestly, I deleted it because I was like, there's no point in it. And as you could actually tell in the old Twitch channel layout, there was actually, basically, there was supposed to be a link that leads to the AskFM account, which means if you can't find a URL, you'll find it there. And that's how you'll probably be able to see archives of what I was talking about back then. There's probably some drama in there. I don't really like that very much. But AskFM is a site that I just don't have any use in. If you guys have any questions you want to ask me, you can literally ask me on Twitter. I'm there pretty much all the time. Do I have a girlfriend? Okay, so this is kind of a joke entry on the Iceberg, but this actually is referring to basically the part of the title of a Q&A video, part 2 specifically. And this was a real question that I received. Of course, I don't have a girlfriend. I hope I will one day. That's kind of the only thing the Iceberg actually means. It's just a silly little question asked to a silly YouTuber. GoronGuy123. Believe it or not, I had an SFM channel. Remember when I was talking about how I would basically make really stupid, terribly made posters for shit covers? And basically, I decided that I would make an SFM channel and I would upload actual animations to that channel. I think I had only uploaded like 1 or 2, and then I would just delete the channel eventually because SFM was something that I had basically impulsively gone into and then it would just abandon. And I had a habit of doing this quite a lot, so that's not even going to be the first time. But yeah, GoronGuy123, I don't think I'll ever be able to find any old videos of it. I'm pretty sure that upon uninstalling SFM, you lose all your sessions, so I can't get like any old animations out of it. But yeah, that's pretty much GoronGuy123. And then there's retirement on the next entry on this Iceberg. Retirement was really weird. I had made a video. It was a blank video where I was basically talking into the mic. I was explaining that I had gotten in trouble and my parents were going to basically restrict the time I'd spend on my computer to about just an hour a day. I had explained to them that that wasn't enough time for me to make videos, so eventually I was like, alright, it looks like I gotta quit YouTube, and that was basically what I thought I had to do. Which, I know retirement is basically just a nickname for this entry. It wasn't actually that. Eventually, I would the next day go live on YouTube, and I would actually at one point join the public VC on that server, and yeah, I got a lot of active chatters. It was probably the stream where the most people I'd ever seen would attend. And, you know, obviously all of that is irrelevant now. I'm on good terms with my parents again, and, you know, I can kind of stay on my computer as long as I want. Reacting to Not Scary's live stream. Now, this is another YouTube live stream that I did, where basically, this was before I think that I had decided that I wanted to actually end things off with the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 to 5 Not Scary 15-minute long extravaganza. It's nothing extravagant, actually. But basically, this was a live stream that I did where I would sit down and I'd watch all the videos. And okay, the honest reason why I got rid of that VOD, I said some things that I honestly think are pretty distasteful. I was like, I want to kill myself. That was basically what that was. I think it was just like me feeling embarrassment from ever having even uploaded those videos in the first place, but I don't know. I don't like having stuff like this up there, so that's kind of why it's gone. And also, it's just more reaction content. I don't think it's really that important. Bad Singer Guy. So this was a YouTube channel that I dedicated to the joke song covers that I would make instead of just uploading it to a side channel. Why? Yeah, of course, as you can imagine, the Bad Singer Guy didn't last very long, and eventually it would literally just disappear, just like that. There's a couple videos uploaded to that channel. I actually do not remember if they're uploaded to more GoronGuy123 or not. It's not like anyone really cares, but yeah, I made a channel dedicated to that. I just don't care, to be honest. Old Twitter. So if you actually type in my Twitter URL, which you can go follow nowadays if you guys want to, and basically what you can do is you can actually find how I used to tweet back then. It wasn't very good. I tweeted very often, and on top of that, you could even see my old YouTube banner, which I used as my Twitter banner. I think I made that account in like 2017, and I think I had then deactivated it because of bad memories associated with some of the things that I had said. on top of a mental health break. I would eventually come back. I now have a new Twitter. I've had a new Twitter. Actually, now that I think about it, I feel like I actually made the account in 2016, but I don't remember. Either way, it was a cringy account. I'm glad I let it go. The new one's probably better. Missing 5 nights at Maggie's Twitch stream. So actually, I don't know if anyone knows this, but I was going to go live on Twitch with a playthrough of the original 5 Nights at Maggie's, which was like years after I had originally played it on YouTube. The thing is, I didn't start it like I do most of my streams. Usually there's like a 5-minute timer and there's like background music to accompany it. Basically, I just decided to can the entire stream because nobody showed up, which means that there are no VODs of it anywhere because I deleted them because, you know, no, there's nothing interesting about like a minute of just AFKing, you know? GoronCraft. I was obsessed with Minecraft to a point where I created a Minecraft channel. The only videos that I had ever uploaded to that channel were a part 1 and part 2 of a hardcore playthrough where I didn't allow myself to eat any meat. And that was kind of it. Again, it's another impulsive decision that I would eventually just, you know, give up entirely. I feel like because I had put abandoned in the display name of the channel, it seemed like I was actually going to keep the channel up and still allow people to watch it. I would have decided nowadays to recover 2 of the videos and then delete the channel and then simply put it on more GoronGuy123, but those videos are gone because a lot of my content is gone. I don't know why I keep doing this. Please archive your stuff, I'm begging you. Old Instagram is referring to the GoronGuy123, which is currently private and has no profile picture. Basically, it's an account that was actually made before GoronGuy123, which you can go follow if you guys want. And yeah, that was kind of my old Instagram, the Instagram I used before. And I was like, do I really need Instagram anymore? So I decided that I would get rid of it, but I didn't know how to deactivate accounts on Instagram. So I basically announced that I was done with it. But there's actually a couple people that still technically have access to all of the account's contents, which is kind of why I want to at one point maybe request one of those people, if they're willing, for me to access the account and actually be able to basically archive as much of that old content as I can, because it's still there. And I would be very interested in uploading those to YouTube and just, again, because I like archiving things. I like having archives of as many things as I can get my hands on. A Lumix sketch. So this is actually referring to a video that I uploaded to both YouTube and Twitter. Illumix is the company behind FNAF AR. Scott Cawthon himself gave the licensing rights to Five Nights at Freddy's to this company, and they would basically create a mobile AR game where you catch animatronics, essentially. As of right now, and especially back then when they started getting into a bit of controversy, they basically were doing a bunch of really silly things, specifically merchandising the hell out of their brand. And I basically made a video mocking that, making fun of that, and there's even a scene where Scott Cawthon is like, he breaks into the Illumix Studios, and he like steals the license back from Illumix, not allowing them to have the IP anymore, which is something at this point I feel he should just do anyway, because FNAF AR is like it's a gravestone at this point. I imagine there's almost no audience for the game anymore at this point. Ruler of Everything GoronGuy123 edition. So Ruler of Everything is a song created by Tally Hall. It was a part of an album. I don't exactly remember what it's called. I should probably go look at it. Oh, it's the Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum album. I wouldn't have remembered all of that by memory, to be honest. It was an album that released in 2005, along with a song that would basically become a bit of a meme. It would be associated with, first, the troll face and a bunch of troll content with the text, with the lyrics in impact font showing up on the screen as the words are being said. This became synonymous, and a bunch of people started doing it with a bunch of different characters and a bunch of content related to, that character, and I did it to myself. I would first make a short version, which is the one that was memed the most, but then when I saw that there was a version of the troll one that actually used the entire song, I was motivated to then extend mine myself. And yeah, it's just a silly little video for the most part. Does it seem self-indulgent? Perhaps. It probably is, in fact, but it's just something I had fun with nonetheless. 12:30 and 3 days. These are two now privated videos on the GoronGuy123 channel that actually hyped up and allowed anticipation for the release of the FNAF Not Scary finale video. And they kind of took the direction of analog horror, if that makes any sense. But to be honest, I feel like these didn't really go anywhere. But in a way, this could technically be considered GoronGuy123 lore, but I would rather do something like that for like scripted content, which I do today. But at the same time, I'm not trying to have there be lore or overarching arcs or anything. But you never know. Maybe that will change one day. But yeah, those videos are privated because they're not relevant. The video is already out, so they don't really need to stay up anymore. And that's pretty much it. Sister collabs. So back in like 2017, 2016, I actually would sit down with my sister and we would basically play games together. This ranged from Kirby Superstar, Yoshi's Woolly World, Smash Brothers Ultimate, Super Mario Maker. We basically played these games together, and we would basically do a co-op commentary. Our longest running series was Yoshi's Woolly World. It's probably right behind Super Mario Galaxy 2. You guys probably know I like the Nintendo brand, I guess. Not the actual company, but the characters within them, the IPs within them. So, yeah, that was pretty fun for the most part. I enjoyed that. Of course, we also gave it up along with everything else. That's just how it is. I want to keep my sister anonymous. I know she has presence on the internet, but let's keep her anonymous. Remixes. I'm not kidding. That was something I actually did, and I hate it because all I did was take other people's midis and I slightly modified them, and I was like, hey guys, my remix, I did like 25 of them, I think, and I had actually uploaded them as YouTube videos. But as of right now, they currently exist in a compilation video uploaded to more GoronGuy123, where I pretty much would give comments. I didn't even listen to them. I just listened to them for a couple seconds, and then I would just be like, all right, so I just want to put these together as archiving and basically criticizing as much as I can because it's terrible. And again, all I'm doing is taking advantage of people that actually put in the time to create the compositions and midis, replace the instruments in like Anvil Studio, and then eventually it cracked to Mixcraft 7, and then upload them to the internet and as well as YouTube without permission. Without permission or credit to the people that made the midis, which is awesome. Don't ever do that, please. Gotta wind up the onion. Okay, so this is another joke entry on the Iceberg. Gotta wind up the onion is kind of like a bit of a joke amongst a friend of mine, where basically this is a line from an old video of mine where I played a mediocre FNAF fan game called One Night at Shrek's Swamp. The entire gimmick is just, you know, a couple of elements borrowed from FNAF 1 and 2, where there was a door you have to close. If you see Shrek, you had to wind up the onion instead of wind up the music box, and that was literally all there was to it. And I literally said, gotta wind up the onion, shortly before being jump scared by Shrek. Truly amazing content. And I also just want to admire this thumbnail. It is truly something that'll have artists shivering all over the world. Public Minecraft server. So believe it or not, I actually had a public Minecraft server that also was Apex hosted. And there wasn't really too much going on in the server, but there is a video uploaded by Comic Pair that he actually shows him playing on it, and the thumbnail also displays what the IP was at one point. Yeah, the public Minecraft server was just kind of survival with a creative world where you could build wherever you want, and there wasn't really much to it. I think the server ran for not even a month, and I decided to eventually close it down. That was really it for that. I also just didn't really know what I was doing. Again, I loved the idea of running a Minecraft server, so I was like, it'd be fun if I got my community together and we played Minecraft together. That'd be awesome. But that's really all there was to it. Kappa videos. Okay, so do you guys remember the one time where Kappa, where basically they issued a lawsuit to YouTube because they might be, you know, endangering children. They want to keep children safe on the internet. So YouTube would basically be forced to roll out a little change to their platform that we all thought was going to be detrimental. The way that we had interpreted it, or at least how some people had interpreted it, it was we were going to be watched. Every video that would be uploaded would be monitored to make sure we weren't, you know, incorrectly utilizing the this is made for kids, this is not made for kids option. Content marked made for kids would basically have their comments turned off. You couldn't save it to a playlist. On mobile, the mini player wouldn't work, and I think it would make a lot less money as a result of it getting set to made for kids. And if you used it incorrectly, you would be fined a very hefty amount. So naturally, we all panicked, and I made 3 videos where I talked about it. Of course, they no longer exist, and I no longer have archives. I think I actually do have an archive of like one of them. If I actually have all of the archives, I would actually like to upload it to this channel eventually. I think it's very funny considering that the whole COPPA thing was like really blown out of proportion, because it really did not affect content creators all that much. It just really depends on what kind of content you do, and kids content, like actual kids content, ends up doing really well on YouTube anyway, so I don't really think that this is really much of a big deal, to be honest. YouTube live streams. So this actually all started when I wasn't even using OBS. I was using a program called XSplit, which is basically OBS, but you have to pay for it. That's literally all it is anyway. It's probably more limited. But basically, I would live stream on YouTube for the very first time. It all started out with a Q&A chill type stream, and eventually I would move on to playing games. Eventually, I would actually go on to pretty much live stream on YouTube pretty actively. My idea behind it was I would live stream every other day in between uploads to the channel. I did a lot of streams, and I only remember the quality on them being terrible. I don't really look back on those too fondly. I do, however, have one live stream that I have archived, which I do think is pretty decent. It's of Baby's Nightmare Circus Classic Edition. That's actually how the reaction compilation even existed in the first place. But yeah, the actual clips from various YouTube live streams that I've done are not very good at all. I think I even remember the bitrate for some of them being like 800, 200, 200. Without a doubt, and needless to say, they weren't very good. GoronGuy123 intro. GoronGuy123 intro is actually, because the one wiki got it wrong, is actually the first upload ever to my channel. And that was like January 23rd, 2016, which is when I created that channel. Basically, the GoronGuy123 intro is literally just I'm just gonna play it actually. Yeah, it's not very good. I knew I was going to have a YouTube channel, so I made this in advance. It was like the middle of 2015, and I was like, alright, that's the intro. I'm going to use that at the start of a bunch of these videos. But there is an official upload of it on the More GoronGuy123 channel, again, for archival purposes. Mario Kart Wii apology video. This is just a nickname. I think the context for this video was that I was basically running a Mario Kart Wii Let's Play. I don't know how many episodes I might have on YouTube. I think I don't have any of them left, but I kind of either ordered them incorrectly, or like it was either a typo that I made on one of the parts, or something had went wrong. But then around that time, I had hit 100 subscribers on YouTube. So what I would do is I would apologize for this happening, and then celebrate and ask the comment section, would you be down to, I don't know, something, what would you want to see me upload to the channel, I think is what it was. But yeah, to combine an apology with a 100 sub celebration is fascinating to say the least. 100% new Super Mario Bros. Wii playthrough on Twitch. This is my biggest live stream ever. I had sat down for 8.5 hours straight, and I played through the entirety of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I 100%ed it, is the thing. Now, the only proof that this stream even happened was my most viewed Twitch clip, which happens to be a clip where I basically clutch the final star coin of this really annoying, I think it was 9-6 or something. It was the Frozen Forest level that had a really difficult star coin that's really annoying to get. That's still the most impressive part of the entire stream, but for me to not archive any of that is just, I can't forgive myself, which is why I'm going to be doing that again. Not all in one stream, there's no way. News update series. So this was a really interesting part of my YouTube endeavor. This was obviously in like 2016 or something, maybe 2017. I actually was thinking for a while at one point of doing monthly update videos that I would upload to GoronGuy123. Of course, I never got around to doing that because I thought it would be a little pointless. But basically, The news update series would basically talk about what I was up to on YouTube, what videos I was working on, and a little mod that I will actually be discussing later on in this Iceberg. Basically, it was a bunch of news, I guess. Now, my last video was actually a video where I read through scripts to old videos that I don't have anymore, and one of them just so happens to be news update number 3, which covers the time that my laptop had a failing hard drive, so I had to get it fixed, and the fact that I had been working on a little, again, I can't talk about it quite yet. I had a script typed up, I would print it out, and then I would go into that storage room over there, and I would record my lines into that camera because I didn't have a microphone. I just think that that's a very interesting way for me to make videos, I will admit. Super Smash Bros. Brawl Move Swap Showcases. I can't believe I made this a series, but I just did. And it's not really any different from anyone else showcasing them the same way. But essentially what I would do is I would get my Super Smash Bros. Brawl ISO that I obtained totally legally, and I would basically inject codes into a dolphin, and I would basically mess around with move swaps that I thought were cool, and I made videos out of them. And again, there's really nothing much to them. That's really all there is to it. And yeah, that's literally it. The move swaps. Are you familiar with that? Basically, the way that they behave in Super Smash Bros. Brawl is if a character has the moveset of another character, they actually not only gain the moveset of that character, but they also gain the physical appearance of that too. And certain attacks, certain animations, certain special moves cause the game to crash, or you just freeze in place and T-pose. Wii Homebrew Games. This is a series that I sincerely regret ever getting rid of on YouTube. These were basically the first proof that I had actually started out with this kind of scripted content, as I proved earlier in this Iceberg. I just covered it actually in the news update series thing, because that was a script that I read in the last video. You can check that out if you want. There's actually 3 scripts to this series in particular, where the idea was I was going to go get a bunch of Wii Homebrew games, I was going to play them in one video, I would review and talk about them, and that was the series. But now I don't know what they're like because, well, they're gone. And I don't know how far I've truly came in the YouTube scene, I guess you could say, at least in terms of content. And yeah, I think my reasoning for deleting it was because, oh, the Not Scaries are taking off. I guess I got to get rid of this now because nobody cares. But now I care more than ever, and now I'll never be able to see those videos again. Top 10s. This was kind of in the same ballpark as the Wii Homebrew games. It's basically another set of scripted videos. It actually started with specifically Paper Mario content, most annoying NPCs and most annoying enemies. And I would eventually do one that was like top 10. Actually, NPCs was one that I never actually uploaded, but I did upload most annoying Paper Mario enemies. It was a video that I specifically remember I took a break from for a long time. I would finish the video, I would upload it, and then I'm just like, oh, this is not a good video, and deleted it now. But as for the top 10s, I remember it was top 10 winter video game themes in video games. I was like, alright, let's go ahead and upload that, I suppose. I don't know. I really don't know. There aren't a lot of those that I had made, however, and of course, as you can imagine, they're all gone. Yippee! Minecraft SMP Disaster. This is just another nickname that I gave it. Minecraft SMP Disaster actually refers to a live stream that I hosted on YouTube where I would play on a previously established Minecraft SMP that I hosted myself, that I specifically would invite friends to. And I had the idea to get more people onto this server, specifically my YouTube chat. So I would just allow anyone to join, and there were many consequences. I think there was a lot of griefing, and a lot of the people were there to only troll when things didn't go their way. I remember the Discord associated with that server was spammed with a bunch of NSFW gifs when I said that I was closing the server down indefinitely, and I was just not in the mood. Like, I was like, I should not have trusted my YouTube community to not troll and cause a bunch of chaos. You shouldn't just open a Minecraft server up and expect things to just be all fine and dandy, basically. Main channel Minecraft experiment. I'm just gonna get straight to the point. I pulled a dream. I made a video where I would basically play through Minecraft with every status effect. I wanted to see if I could beat Minecraft. I uploaded that to my main channel because I expected it to take off. It didn't, so I deleted it. The only proof that this video existed was in the form of probably a screenshot or two, as well as a Wayback Machine screenshot with the same kind of thing. But yeah, the video is very much just dream inspired. I don't care. I'm kind of glad that it's gone. Let's just move on. SFM shitposts. SFM shitposts was, again, remember when I said that I did SFM things? There was actually a couple of things that were not meant to be taken seriously that I actually uploaded to this channel. Some of them were actually work in progresses. I remember one of them being of a song called Stay Calm by Griffinilla. And yeah, I think the only shitpost that I actually remember posting on YouTube was of an audio bite created by a former friend, FanK Games, or Aiden Kelly as he goes by today, where he was like, I gotta sweep, 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 and I animated that as a fixed withered Bonnie saying it and animating it in SFM. And I remember him commenting on that video that he had laughed so hard he fell out of his chair. And that was kind of it. That's the only actual one that I remember. That's why this one's pretty far down in the iceberg, because I feel like that's the only one that I actually remember uploading and making to YouTube. New Super Mario Bros. Wii modding content. My earliest YouTube content was exactly this. Right after the intro, I actually uploaded playthroughs of 3 custom levels that I made for New Super Mario Bros. Wii, which I actually have, almost to my knowledge, no recovered content of. I actually don't even think I have the original levels anywhere. If I tried looking for it, I'd drive myself crazy. But I would basically make levels, or I would showcase other people's levels, or I would basically showcase some progress on things like a mod that I'm actually going to be covering soon in this iceberg. And yeah, that's kinda it. Some of it, however, has been archived and uploaded to more GoronGuy123, which includes trailers to, again, I'll be covering these soon because there is more to actually talk about within those topics. Spooky Super Mario Bros. Wii. Okay, this is dumb. Do you know why? Because Spooky Super Mario Bros. Wii was actually my more recent New Super Mario Bros. Wii mod. It was made on the newer Super Mario Bros. Wii engine, and it was supposed to be Halloween themed. The mod, in my opinion, actually to this day actually still had potential in my eyes. But the thing is, I decided that I would post the actual mod thread on Karibo64, and then last minute I would cancel it. I don't know why. It kind of makes me mad. I feel like I have levels of that and some edits somewhere saved onto an SD card which has modified newer Super Mario Bros. DS files. I don't know which one exactly. I don't know where exactly it is. I'd be really shocked if that happens to be any of that. But yeah, according to the screenshots that I have saved on Imager, there was a lot, in my opinion, of ideas that I actually really liked. I'm just sad that I never went forward with any of it. Missing Let's Plays. So, I actually have a lot of Let's Plays that aren't really on YouTube anymore. Some of them were even indie games, and yeah, they're all gone. There were also some videos that I just didn't really like. Some of them were FNAF fan games, and, well, all those videos are pretty much gone. And I don't really know why, to be honest, even regardless of quality, despite the fact that there are some videos that are of the same quality that are still up on YouTube, and I still don't know why I haven't deleted those. When I deleted those videos that are like of random indie games, it's like I needed to stick with FNAF, and that's just not a good mentality. So yeah, there's actually dozens of these videos that are gone. I don't know if anyone's archived them. If anyone has, that would be pretty cool. I'd like to get in touch with you. But yeah, that's kind of it. I have a lot of Let's Plays that just aren't on YouTube anymore. I might look through the renders folder, which, does actually have all the videos that I'd ever made. That's not true, actually. But I think there is some content that I might actually consider. If there is any of, I would upload it. Comic pair uploads on GoronGuy123. I can't stress enough how weird of a year 2019 was for this channel. I feel like I've already said that in this video somewhere. But basically, this refers to basically something that I agreed with amongst a friend of mine that is a YouTuber. Basically, he wanted to have his own content basically reach a wider audience, so he asked if it was okay if I could upload videos that he was making to my channel. And, you know, like I said, I agreed to doing that. But then eventually I would message him on Discord being like, hey, I don't really feel like having these uploaded to my channel anymore. Can I delete them? Can I basically like not sign the contract that we have anymore? I actually believe that all of these videos were uploaded then to a side channel. So if you wanna, you might be able to find them somewhere. If you look close enough, I might be able to find them myself. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Multiple Roblox accounts. So this is not Roblox accounts that I have made. I only have one account. This is mine. But I actually searched in the Friends tab, in the People tab on Roblox, and if you type in GoronGuy123, you're literally going to get accounts like GoronGuy123 fan. And I jokingly tweeted about the fact that there was multiple accounts referring to me, and I sent a friend request to each of them. I would then quote retweet by basically expressing how, you know, like they should befriend me. I think it'd be awesome if I was friends with GoronGuy123 fan. That sounds awesome. By the looks of it, it seems like the accounts are pretty much inactive. I really hope that that's not entirely the case. I think it'd be funny to be talking to GoronGuy123 fan. That'd be so awesome. ... animation. Okay, so Squiggle Duffels, I think is what they go by now, is a YouTuber. They don't upload that often anymore, but they had basically made a bunch of like FNAF content back then, and some of it includes animation contents and animation memes. One of them was an audio bite where I was saying ... over and over again. It was put to Darude Sandstorm for some reason. To be honest, I don't really remember the context for this one. I might eventually decide to ask what the context might have been for it, because I don't remember at all. But, you know, it was an audio bite that I made. It was animated, etc. That was it. Tutorial video. Tutorial video literally refers to a literal tutorial video that I made. This isn't even the only tutorial I had made on YouTube, but it was a video where I basically instructed people on how they could run Gecko OS codes on their Wii without the use of Revolution. So it's a very strange bit of content for me to be uploading on main, and it was a video that I remember wasn't being well received, and I don't remember the video being very good because there was a lot of really low resolution screenshots on there. Which I didn't bother doing anything about for some reason, so it just kind of resulted in a video that was hard to follow. And you gotta remember the classic, I was using my camera because I didn't have an Elgato capture card, which I did eventually get earlier in the day. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting kind of video that I would upload to the channel, and that's really all there was to it. I would eventually get rid of it and never come back to it. Cliff Super Mario Bros. Wii. That is actually my first released New Super Mario Bros. Wii mod. It basically takes place in World 6 and World 7. I mean, that's kind of all there really is to know about it. I worked on it for quite a while. I honestly look back on it pretty fondly, even though it wasn't very good. And, you know, you can actually still find downloads of the mod and play it for yourself if you have a homebrew modded Wii with a retail disc of New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Because I never actually got rid of any of the files from, I think it was MediaFire that I uploaded the builds to. And yeah, that was kind of all there was to it. I think there's also a couple of threads that also link the actual mods somewhere. Some on Mario Making Mods, I think Kariba64, but I can't remember. Another on, I don't remember, did I upload it to Super Mario World Center? I think I did actually. And another one that was on another forum board that also is centered around modding video games, but I can't remember what it was. Cancelled FNAF SFM collabs. I'm not even kidding when I say that I had hosted 3 collabs that were all FNAF related, and of course they're all canceled. This included Mind Electric, Like It or Not, and a Shitpost Revenge collab. Of course, all of those collab announcement videos were not only gone, but if you actually look hard enough, if you look into the YouTube search thing, you actually might end up finding some of the parts that people have uploaded that I was able to actually use to put the entire collab together. But of course, because I canceled it, it went basically nowhere. Newer Mario Vacation is actually my first New Super Mario Bros. Wii mod that I ever worked on. It was basically vacation themed. It would essentially take place in 3 different worlds, and there would be secret worlds. You know, it's your standard New Super Mario Bros. Wii mod shenanigans. The thing is, there is a storyline for this mod that went something like Peach would look on a website to find a vacation spot to give the Mario Bros a little break. Peach, Mario, Luigi, the Toads would kind of they would land in their hot air balloons in what was supposed to be their vacation spot, but it's all swampy and there's a bunch of trash everywhere. And then Peach just mysteriously disappears, and they suspect it's Bowser. That's actually the way the storyline was supposed to be. I actually don't think there was trash there or something. I think I just put that in by accident. But, yep, that's basically what newer Mario Vacation was all about. I had worked on it for a good while, and then I canceled it because I didn't like the level design. And also I figured that there wouldn't be any help I would get for that project anyway, because, you know, it didn't really seem interesting, considering that there's like a handful of vacation and summer themed new Super Mario Bros. Wii mods that already exist. Newer Summer Sun, Super Mario Vacation, just to name a couple of them. GoronGuy123 cringe compilation. This is actually referring to a Twitter gimmick account that was ran by _ the PMD. It basically took conversations that I had out of context with a couple of friends, and basically to make myself look cringy. It's as simple as that. Account is still up if you're interested in checking out any of the content that's there. Wandering Willow's 2019 draft. So believe it or not, there is another version of the Wandering Willows video that I uploaded to GoronGuy123, which happened to be a version of the script that I wrote all the way back in 2019. I go more in depth with this in the reading old video scripts that no longer exist video, which is my previous video. You can go check that out if you want. It's pretty long, so I'll basically give you the rundown. I rewrote this in about 2021 when I wanted to actually rework the entire video, because I wasn't really happy with the 2019 draft. I think what I did is I actually recorded a bunch of the gameplay footage, as well as finished recording the commentary. I wasn't done recording all of the actual sketches, and I remember the video not being very interesting as a result of all of that, so I rewrote all of it, and I basically changed up the style of the videos entirely, and I think it resulted in overall a better end product. What's the scoop? Okay, so what's the scoop, first of all, is a Vine. I'm sure we all love Vine.
Yo, what's the scoop? Penis.
It predicted modern internet humor, I will say that. So what I wanted to do for a long time was recreate that in Gary's mod, and that's exactly what I would do in a video uploaded to more GoronGuy123. Hey yo, what's the scoop?
Penis.
Recording that was hilarious. It's just another shitpost, to be honest. And would basically be the sequel to Ruler of Everything, GoronGuy123 edition, which I never finished. I think I edited like the first minute or so of it. You can actually still watch the original upload of it. It's still up on the channel. I thought it was pretty cool, to be honest, but yeah, I didn't have enough content to actually base it around, and I just kind of started running out of ideas, so it's pretty much just unfinished, and it probably never will be finished. Vent videos. So believe it or not, I uploaded vent videos. I guess you could kind of consider, earlier in the Iceberg I referred to retirement. I made like a blank video where I was just talking into a mic, talking about how I might have to quit YouTube and all that because I got in trouble or something. I guess maybe that could sort of count as a vent video, but then eventually I would record and upload videos where I basically just vented about my personal life and how I didn't feel deserving of the YouTube audience that I have or something. And I'd uploaded multiple of these. I would even upload videos like this impulsively, even stating that I wanted to kill myself. So honestly, these videos were not in the best taste, and if I'm being completely honest, one of the videos, which was literally just a 12-minute video where I was just talking about how I felt, a video which had a first comment that got like 27 people replying to it saying how much they hate the person or something, I don't know, which was funny, to be honest. But yeah, on that video, it was pretty much directly inspired by Informa's vent video, which, in case you don't know who Informa is, they're an animator that did a bunch of FNAF stuff back in the day. And yeah, so to be honest, those videos are entirely pointless, and I don't even think I agree with a lot of what I said in those videos anymore, and things have gotten better for the most part, which is awesome. Vent reaction. So I didn't really stop with the vent content, and one of them was basically a video where I explained why I wasn't very active uploading on YouTube. And I basically made a bunch of points at my own expense, and somebody had basically made a reaction video. I don't think they go by Spike the Bat anymore, but basically they go by a different name. I don't remember exactly what the name of the channel is, but they made a video where they basically, in a way, they sort of responded to it, but they made a bunch of really interesting points, a lot of them towards content that I don't even make, at least not anymore. And I don't know, I just think it's probably one of the most fascinating pieces of content that has ever been made about me. It's a reaction to a video where I was venting my frustration towards how I wasn't uploading content actively to YouTube. Not something I expected to see ever, honestly. Mario plush videos. So this is actually a collection of videos that I recorded and made in around 2013 all the way up to 2016. They are probably one of the most fascinating pieces of YouTube content, not YouTube content, but content I had ever made. They are actually all in that DVD case that happens to be under an end table where the big Mario bootleg plush happens to be, and I basically have pretty much all of that archived. And to be honest with you, I still think in a way they kind of hold up, and a lot of them were just pretty mundane and pretty boring, pretty uninteresting, but I still kind of reminisce in those videos for the most part. I did have a lot of fun in making and editing them. But yeah, as for a public release for those videos, that probably is not going to be happening for a very long time. I feel like there are some that I could potentially upload to YouTube at one point, again, for archival purposes. And yeah, it's just something that I honestly think would be interesting to show you guys. I've actually recently uploaded a clip of one of my videos, Luigi's Nightmare, which you can go check out in the tweet somewhere. I don't know, it's probably there. Definitely a piece of history. That's actually how I was able to get my prior editing knowledge. I was inspired by YouTubers like Super Dent Brothers and Mario Luigi Plush Bros, and I basically kind of did what they were doing on their videos and kind of learned based on what software I was using. At the time I was using NCH, that was a brand, it's VideoPad NCH, and I used that for a while. Eventually I moved on to Sony Movie Studio when I got my own laptop, and it's just something I stuck with ever since. Just a Flesh Wound. Just a Flesh Wound is actually a comic that somebody created. I think it was based on some like official or bootleg FNAF figurines. I don't really remember, but basically Comic Pair was like, hey, would you like to do a comic dub with me? And so I was like, yeah, sure. So that's basically why you'll see featuring GoronGuy123 in a video uploaded to Comic Pair's channel. You know, back when he actually did comic dubs, I feel like that's kind of what you're called. Where's the comics? All you're doing is just being Pair. Whatever. I think the name just stuck. I think he also just likes comics. You know, like DC. Something he talks to me about all the time, and I have nothing to really say about it, as you can tell. But yeah, that's kind of it. The video is still up in case you're interested in hearing my terrible impression of a character. I don't even remember who, but yeah, that's kind of it. Google Plus Community. So Google Plus was a service that Google had basically hosted at one point, where you were able to basically create, I don't know, a community or something, and people were able to interact in various ways. And I was like, I want to do that too, except I'm going to delete it within a couple of hours after making an announcement video of it. And you know what's weird? I actually did that despite the fact that Google Plus had announced that they were shutting down at one point, which doesn't make any sense. Why would I do that? I have no idea. I'm not sure if there's even a video archive of the announcement video. I'm pretty sure I don't actually have it anymore, because there's just no point in me keeping it. 2 DeviantArt accounts. 2 DeviantArt accounts is, well, my 2 DeviantArt accounts. One that was actually GoronGuy123, I think, and I actually posted some of my hideous drawings on there. I think it was like 2014. I think that was like sometime before I even got into making YouTube videos at the time. But yeah, it's just something I'm not particularly happy with. I would eventually just use it to upload photos and whatnot, and I would make these 2 GIFs that were funny for some reason, and I would just completely abandon it because I have no use in DeviantArt anymore, and I don't think DeviantArt's a good platform. I would actually, and the reason I made 2 of them was because one of them happened to be GoronGuy SFM. Yes, I had a DeviantArt for SFM content, which includes the stills from my terrible cover videos and like actual posters, I think, that I don't think are very good. they're still up because I'm pretty sure you can't actually get rid of an account and actually guarantee that it like gets rid of the actual content in question. You have to go and delete the content yourself and then just deactivate and never come back, I guess. I don't know. that's literally all there was to it. Saying banana 1,000 times. Basically, it was just me copying the Mr. Beast formula, and that kind of kickstarted him getting like stupidly famous on YouTube in the first place. It was kind of what kickstarted it all, because that was the first video that really went viral. It was him counting to 100,000. Except I didn't say banana 100,000 times. I decided that I would say it just 1,000 times, and I would upload it to YouTube. I was even using my laptop's webcam because I didn't want to use my... Actually, I think I recorded that when my charging cable for my camera stopped working. I think it was broken, so I had to wait until I got a new one. So I recorded a couple videos on a terrible laptop webcam, and that was all I could do. Cliff Super Mario Bros. Wii live stream. So I recently discovered a thumbnail to what the live stream was supposed to be. The idea is I would finish the mod, and I would live stream my full playthrough of it on YouTube. When I was finished, I would basically send a link to the download of the mod an entire day before I would publish it on Arvolution. Arvolution is a now closed permanently form board specifically for New Super Mario Bros. Wii modding. And yeah, so that was basically the live stream, except basically the reason that I wasn't able to even get the stream to work at all was because of I couldn't figure out how to use OBS. Wii Records scores. Wii Records was a website, I say was, I'm going to get to that soon, where you could actually submit scores such as kills or fastest time on Wii games, specifically Wii games, but for some reason they also include a bunch of retro games as well, even like previous gen, I think because Virtual Console maybe. But yeah, I basically submitted my own scores under the name GoronGuy123, I think was the name. I don't know why I called myself that on such a website. I actually think I was literally 12 at the time, or 11. I can't even remember. But I basically submitted my own scores. One of them that I was actually kind of happy with was Marth. I got 3rd place, and I think it was like 96 kills or something. And honestly, I'm pretty proud of myself for that. I even remember some footage being recorded where I was specifically asking my mom, hey, can you record me playing Cruel Brawl? Sorry, I should have mentioned that it was Cruel Brawl. It's a game mode in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. It's like all the other game modes, except this time the enemies have the potential to one-hit KO you, so you have to figure out a strategy to get as many kills on that game mode as you can. And so once you figure out the strategy, it's pretty straightforward. It's just it's basically a ledge maneuver that allows you to damage the alloys as they're, getting their way down. And I want to believe that there's actually recorded footage somewhere on like a camera. I know it was on my mother's camera, which she still has, but there's no SD card in there. Maybe internal storage might get me somewhere, but I don't know actually. But basically, I remember wanting to actually make a video which I think I even edited into Windows Movie Maker, where I was like, all right, here's my kill count as Mario. I think I got like 54 or something, but yeah, that would have been a really interesting video, but of course, no archives exist of it. I think I edited it on my sister's laptop, which, is the old laptop, HP, Windows 7, motherboard is dead, it's useless, so yeah, that's it. GoronGuy123 on fanfiction.net. So this is actually referring to, I had, sometimes I just go on these like Google searching myself kind of adventures, and believe it or not, I found myself on fanfiction.net, which of course is a website where you write fanfictions. It's kind of like Wattpad, but probably less popular. Or I'm just being completely bogus. The GoronGuy123 on fanfiction.net is probably not even me, it's probably somebody else. Or maybe I made an account and I just don't remember ever making an account. Either way, it exists, there's nothing on it. I think I just made the account because I needed to sign in or make an account or something for various reasons. I don't know. Opening partner menu while clipping an OG N64 Paper Mario Crashed showcase video. That's the longest entry on the Iceberg. But basically, this is referring to a video that I uploaded where, on specifically the original N64 version of Paper Mario, you were able to enter a state known as Clippy, or basically Lackluster, which is a partner that you get in Chapter 7 of the original Paper Mario. What you need to do is you basically need to be riding Lackluster. You need to encounter an enemy and then basically open the partner menu as you're encountering an enemy in order to activate the mode. And then you leave the battle, and now you're able to clip through things a lot easier. Well, actually, I should elaborate a little bit better. That's only on, what you can only do on the N64 version is crash your game by opening the, I think it was either the pause menu or it was the opening the partner menu again. On the Wii and Wii U Virtual Console versions, that does not happen, and that actually allows, I think, certain glitches to actually be possible, which doesn't work as well in the N64 version because it's less optimal, I'm guessing. But yeah, something I thought was kind of interesting, so I made a video and I uploaded it to YouTube, where I sent it to Strider7X, someone who made a bunch of Paper Mario videos at the time, specifically glitch videos. I was inspired. I was like, yo, check this out, and obviously it wasn't interesting, so he's not going to talk about it, and yeah, he stopped uploading to YouTube because of some serious allegations made against him, and I don't really want to have an opinion on that. It's probably not even good. But yeah, so I uploaded that video, and of course I don't have archives of it. I was obsessed with Paper Mario at the time. Bear in the Big Blue House edit. Probably one of my weirdest discoveries while I had been looking around in a specific folder called Memories, which basically is a folder on my computer which has a bunch of old images from old videos and whatnot. Basically, this is the nickname I gave it because it's actually referring to a thumbnail to a video I had allegedly uploaded to YouTube that I believe had something to do with Bear in the Big Blue House. I don't even know if it had anything to do with Bear in the Big Blue House. This is the thumbnail in question. It left me in absolute confusion when I had first found out about it, and what dreads me to this very day is what could the video have been all this time is something I will never find out. But it was uploaded to YouTube at one point. So anyway, that is pretty much it for the GoronGuy123 Iceberg. I know this probably took a while. I hope you guys don't get used to like really long form content on here. In fact, I'm pretty sure that you guys are used to that at this point because I've uploaded VODs and those are a couple hours long. But either way, thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed it, and that's really all I wanted to say. Thank you all so much for checking this out, and I hope to see you all in the next one.